Alright, welcome back. We have another problem that we're going to cover. Open hours in the last minutes unless it rolled past 6 o'clock. Of course, then it isn't. Let's take a look at our problem. This may be, it may not be, but we'll look into it. So, blue Windows error, needed to restart. No, it won't turn on. We are looking at, this is an HP. What is it, a HP 14? Let's take a look. We find it there. So that's what we're looking at there. It's a 14M CD 0003DX. Let's take a quick look at the actual computer. Wrong side. Okay, so when we plug in, alright, we get a charge light. It's pretty normal. We have activity lights. Alright, we do. We have a power light on this side, and that is lit up down there if you can't tell. Alright, turn the light out. And it's going to turn on and off and repeat. So on, off, on, off, and then back on. Just going to keep going and repeating. You might be inclined to think, if you're facing this problem, that corrupted BIOS could be a thing. However, we don't have any lights blinking on the caps lock or num lock. There isn't a num lock light on this model, but we do have the caps lock light. Also, sometimes there's a light on the Wi-Fi key that will go specifically on HPs. It should be orange and then go to white. It may stick at orange with a blinking caps lock key or emit a beep code. Beep codes indicate some type of failure usually. We have no beeping here. It may be turned off in the BIOS. You might be inclined to think that it's a board failure, and it could be. We're not going to tear it apart yet. We're going to see if we can get any life out of the computer. And I suppose this could apply to other models as well, different manufacturers. Let's go ahead and try and get some BIOS options. Alright, and already we made it into setup. So previously, lifeless computer. The kits in setup tells us, okay, motherboard appears to be working. What can we learn while we're in setup? Board. Okay, so UUID, it has the UUID listed, which usually pertains to the hard drive. Let's go to our boot options. And let's see what's here. So OS boot manager USB diskette on CD/USB hard disk, or on key/USB hard disk, not CD. This laptop appears to be set up for UEFI, and that's an awesome light there. I was just reading in here. So we have our options set up. What we want to do, being that this is an HP, we could if this was another make, change our UEFI boot order. So it would go to USB first. Well, touchscreen works, but it doesn't actually work, does it? Oh yeah, we can pull it around. We can highlight on the touchscreen. Okay, and we even have touchscreen controls there. However, we're not going to do that. We're going to keep the boot manager first. In HP, we know F9 will give us change the boot order. Let's grab Windows, install media, and see what we can do about getting this computer into a working state. First, we want to see what the problem is. So, let's get out of our BIOS, save changes, and then we want F10, sorry, or F9, not F10, F9. Change boot device order. We want our USB hard drive, so we selected that, and we're going to let it boot up. Finally, an HP splash screen. Can we turn this on? No, is that just all bad? We have a bit of a noise in the fan, so that's possibly something we can take a look at later. Alright, that's a little better. Okay, we can take a look at this now. So let's select next if we can. And we're going to go to, we're not going to install, but I just want to take a look at something. We're going to hit install. Spacebar, enter, down arrow, enter. Okay, so right here we can see our hard drive looks to be somewhat intact. We have our drive 0 partition 1, which is a system, it should be a system hidden partition. And then we have drive 0 partition 2, MSR reserved. And then we have our actual Windows partition for drive 0 partition 3. And drive 0 partition 4 is Windows recovery environment tools, or otherwise known as your recovery partition. The only three that we should see, possibly, or two, normally there's two we're going to deal with, Windows, and I do believe the top 0 partition 1. That would be our system reserved or boot partition. So let's exit out of this. Yes, and it'll take us back, and then we can click on repair your computer. We're going to see what we can make. We want to troubleshoot. If I can hit the arrow keys. And we're going to go to a command prompt. Let's see what we can figure out now. In our command prompt, we're going to try bootrec space slash what is it? Fix MBR. completed successfully. And let's do boot rec space / fix boot. Let's see if we get an access denied or something else. All right, access denied. This is going to be a little tougher to do than just something so simple. Flip off of the desk. All right. Let's pull this up. We are going to go into disk part. Let it finish. It'll load up. And then let's do list disk, list space disk. We can see with the keyboard out of the way, we have 119 gigabyte disk 0, 119 gigabytes, and disk 1 is 14 gigabytes. Keep in mind when you're running from install media, that's going to be our 14 gigabyte disk there. It's a 16 gig drive. So we want to select disk 0. Just type that out. Select disk space 0. And just out of curiosity's sake, we're going to go list volume on disk 0. So C Windows 1, Windows RE, volume 2. Is volume 1, Windows RE, volume 2. FAT32 partition, healthy hidden, volume 3, ESD USB, so that volume 3. Oh, that's our install media. Okay. We want our system reserved partition, which is going to be volume 2. So we want to select volume 2. Just assign drive letter. Or yeah, we don't need drive, sorry. Assign letter. Typo and everywhere on this one. All right, so we assign a different letter to our actual volume. We can't use the one that it would be. Well, we have, what is that, D, C, D. Your different partitions would show up if you've ever plugged the hard drive in externally, like say you pull the hard drive out and plug it into another computer. You're going to see that Windows is usually C, and you'll probably have like E and F with your, if it's the recovery partition, and then the system reserved partition. And this is where it starts getting tricky. Now, we're going to leave disk part by typing exit. And I'm reading. This is jotted down in notes. I'm not a professional at this. I don't have all this memorized. I'm not a Microsoft technician, so we're reading from previously discovered solution here. We're going to change over to the drive layer that we just assigned. We're going to try to, once we got to that, we need to make a directory. So md space slash, and we are dealing with EFI, so we need to keep that in mind. And we're going to use not, I don't know the slashes apart. We're not going to use this one. We're going to use, is this a backslash? That would be forward slash, so backslash EFI backslash Microsoft backslash, and I hit a space, backslash boot. Subdirectory or file EFI Microsoft boot already exists. Okay, so it already exists. So none of this is going to work then. We'll still try it anyway. Directory, what is it? It's not going to be D. What? Oh, tell me I got to go back. I didn't keep these letters in mind. Yes, it would be D. Okay. CD space / D space V. So CD space / D space V colon backslash EFI backslash Microsoft backslash boot backslash. That went through without an error, and I know that was way out of focus. Focus. Not that. We will lock the focus on it so it quits going crazy. Okay, so with that, we're in EFI Microsoft boot slash, or caret. What is that, a caret? I don't even remember. Caret. We're going to try our bootrec command that failed. Bootrec / fixed boot to see if the operation completes successfully, and still access denied. So, gone down the wrong path on this one, but we're trying it. Capital. It's no fun typing when you can't see the board. I doubt this will work, being that fixed boot didn't work. See Windows old / aha. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if we want to play with this or not. See Windows, old Windows. What failed on this? An update? What caused the blue screen? We've got to check the logs on that. All right, so going by this, when you're dealing with when you have the Windows.old and Windows, that's generally a failed update or a failed upgrade from like 8, 8.1 to 10. You got to wonder what is quicker, to dig through the terminal and fix this stuff, or pull the drive and get a data backup and reload it. Going this route, you really get a learning experience, but at least we know the computer's not dead. So, dig through the terminal? I think not. I think we will get the data and do a reload. But we attempted the typical boot rec slash fix MBR, fix boot, and rebuild BCD, but it can't find the specified path 1C. So hold on a minute. Let's try this. Give it 1 sec. We're gonna change it over to C. And what was our last command? Rerec rebuild BCD. Let's try that. See Windows will see yes. Let's type yes and see what happens. System cannot find the path specified. Okay. So a little bit out of my wheelhouse. I haven't found a way beyond this. I could probably do searching, reading. Like I said, I'm not an expert in terminal, but we're going to go for the easy solution. We know the hardware is intact. Speaking to this customer, they said that pictures, personal data, was the main thing they wanted. So we know the hard drive is working. We can exit here. We're also going to see, is there possibly an option to uninstall updates or restore? That's another route to take. Terminal didn't work today from install media, but let's see if there's another fix for it. Start, prepare, command prompt, uninstall updates, system restore. Restore system files. No restore points. Okay, so no luck there. Let's check another route. We'll try the other volume, and no restore points there. So that's why it's good to have system restore on, because when you have restore points or have it turned on, you would have some place to restore to. Startup prepare. We're not even going to try that yet. Let's see if there's an uninstall, latest quality update or feature update. Okay, so we ran into a problem. Won't be able to uninstall the latest feature update Windows. Try resetting your PC instead. Back. Try this one. They still ran into a problem. We'll try the quality update. Okay, so it's not finding anything. Let's do restore, start up, repair. Diagnosing, that's more than it did when turning it on. We'll let it attempt repairs. Couldn't repair it. Advanced. We will try the same thing one more time with the other volume. So here's where we're stuck. In this case, to prevent just massive amounts of time, this is where I would normally pull the plug and grab the data. We know the hard drive's working. We know the computer appears to be working. What caused the error? That would be nice to know, but you can't win them all that way. Use another operating system, troubleshoot. I don't see the reset option. Am I missing something here? Can we boot from USB to the operating system? I doubt that'll give us an, yeah, nope, we're just back to a black screen. Anyhow, I would really love to know what's going on, what broke this computer in this case. But the computer's not dead, it's not a hardware failure. It is something going on with the actual disk in the partitioning. Basically, the computer doesn't know where to boot to. However, I'm not going to dig through and learn stuff in terminal that I don't need to. I have a much simpler fix. We'll get this back to the customer. It's on the to-do list of learning how to fix that particular thing. But I don't know. Anyhow, I think we'll end it here. We don't need to do another Windows reload. We know that we can boot up to the operating system. I don't know why it doesn't have reset this PC available. I really don't know why that option isn't there. So, anyhow, have a good one. If this is your thing and you semi-understand it, or understand it better than most, give somebody a hand that needs it done, fix something, save it from the landfill. I will catch you tomorrow. We're going to do something fun tomorrow, too. I think we're going to try it anyways. If we break it, then we break it. We usually pray for not breaking stuff, though. Next. Anyhow, have a good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are, and we'll see you with another live stream. Successful, not fully successful, though. So, you win some, you lose some. This one's more of a draw outside the wheelhouse. So, yeah. Have a good one. And that ends it? Yes. We ended it. You're getting on deck, fella. You're on deck.